I'm going to take you on a tour through my tools. They're simply the favorite ones that I use, and who knows, they might give you ideas, or maybe you'll see the video and get in touch with me and give me some, who knows. You've got the cutter. This is my favorite cutter, and you simply don't put oil in it. You use it just the way it is. Then, of course, obviously these cutters. A variety of tweezers. I had these specially made for me. Jim Smersich told me about putting a point on the end of a pair of tweezers. It's absolutely wonderful, especially for amphora, because you can go into the handle. You can use the tweezer end and then you're not fishing around for two tools. It's two in one, and it's simply epoxied on. It's just great. Various other tweezers. You're going to be needing clear rod to use as a punter. You're going to be attaching your flat glass to one of these, and you're going to be seeing how to do that. Lots of dental tools for pulling, trailing, and putting dents in your glass when you want to make bubbles. I have a very favorite one for making bubbles. It's this. It's got a kind of a bump on the end of it, so it really makes a nice hole. This is a vital tool because you're going to be picking up your glass with this one. This is what you're going to use to attach your glass to your... I'm not going to show you too much, but that's how it's going to work. Water, of course. We all know you have to use that. When you've used one of these tools, you're going to be plunging it into the water afterwards to get the glass off and to cool it out. My absolutely favorite graphite paddle. You see what a funky old thing this is? It was the very first one I ever had. It's the one I learnt to make beads with. And although I have many other fancy ones, this is the one I love. It's not even very good quality graphite, but it's just, between us we can really do some work. You've got your mashers. You know all about those. These little dishes here are very useful for chips and pots that you make that you would be incorporating in your work. They are used by restaurants for salsa. So you can usually get them from a kind of restaurant supply shop. Yes. And these carbon rods are great for getting grooves in your beads. I use them quite a lot for the necks of amphora and so forth, so they're good to have around. This is my armrest, and it sits right beside my torch. For this particular glass, I love to use my Starfire. I use a minor bench burner as well, but this is the one I use specifically because I do most of my work with this glass, so I use my favorite torch. Going lightly over all my funky tools that I absolutely love, we've got, this is a magnetic rack, totally super. You get it in a hardware store, build it onto a piece of wood, and you can have just all kinds of your tools just ready to go right here. In the background here, you can see my minor bench burner with my other armrest, and that's where I do my rod glass. And you can see it's a fair old mess because I work, pretty hard at that one too. And then we have, actually in the background there, you can see on the left, you can see a little, that's my glory hole. It's used for, it's made out of, what do you call it? It was made out of a gas tank and cut up and made into a little glory hole. And if we carry on around, a little tour of my studio here, you've got my kiln. Dudley Gibbison made this kiln, and I just love it. It's the one I've always used, and there you have it.